We're here at the Giant Toad in Yasothon, Thailand, and this is Bro Teach Me Crypto, episode 8. Right, Pete, today I'm going to teach you about NFTs. So before you began your crypto journey, you probably came across NFTs, right?
Yep.
What do you know about them already?
Like a non-fungible token. Like the bulk of them are just images you buy online.
Yeah, so you're right. NFT stands for non-fungible token. That doesn't really make it any clearer, does it? If something's fungible, it means when you swap it, you have the same thing. So a pound is fungible because if I give you £1 and you give me £1, we've got the same thing. Whereas an NFT is non-fungible because no two are alike. It's got a special identifier which makes sure that no two are the same.
Oh yeah.
This NFT is a type of token like other cryptocurrencies, but unlike other cryptocurrencies, you can store data within an NFT.
Right.
And so you've seen the cartoon monkeys that sell for millions. That's storing image data in the NFT. But you can also store video, text, and audio in an NFT.
Yeah, but it's just an image, isn't it?
The ones that got popular, yeah.
If you buy like a monkey one, so it is just an image.
Yeah, and in pretty
So
much...
where's like the unique code in that?
It's not the data itself which is unique, it's the token.
Right.
It's just kind of like a wrapper. You could get the same image, embed it in 1,000 NFTs. Each NFT is unique, but the data inside it wouldn't be. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Now let's look at an example where NFTs might actually be useful. Imagine you're a musician,
Right.
and you've got an upcoming concert and you want to sell 1,000 tickets. And instead of issuing tickets the normal way, you decide to sell 1,000 NFTs during what's known as a mint. And a mint's just the phase where NFTs are created on the blockchain and sold.
Yep.
So you sell these 1,000 NFTs, because it's on blockchain, you can enforce that only 1,000 are sold. And you could check that quickly because, again, it's all public on the blockchain. After that, the tickets, so some people who've bought your tickets or these NFTs, they might not want to come to your concert anymore, and so they want to sell their tickets. And so there'll be a secondary resale market, which is verified on a website like Magic Eden, which is an NFT marketplace. People could trade those NFTs, and then every time they're traded, you could earn a bit of the royalties, let's say 3% of the trade.
Right.
So not only can you make sure that only 1,000 tickets are sold, people can also trade them knowing that they're doing something safe, and you can also earn the royalties from doing that.
Could you not just do that with tokens as well?
Yeah, you could do that with tokens, but quite often people like to have like an image as like a collectible or something like that. It's a bit of a gimmick, I'll grant you that, but it adds a little something which tokens don't.
Oh yeah.
The next example we're going to talk about is Droid Capital. Droid Capital is an investment fund where each share in the treasury is one NFT, and each NFT is equivalent to one vote. So It's like a DAO, which we talked about in the last episode.
Yep.
So at the mint of Droid, 6,300 NFTs were minted.
Yep.
So that means created and sold. And at the mint, $350,000 was raised. So over the past 3 years, Droid's been able to access investments because they're so much larger with their treasury. And then they bring them to the holders. We talk through it for a few weeks, and then we say, right, yeah, that's a good investment. And then hopefully those investments pay off. And so the treasury's grown from 350,000 to about 900,000 over the past 2.5 years. And that's sort of another use case of the NFTs.
Cool.
The last bit we're going to talk about is what are the drawbacks of NFTs. As you kind of know already, NFTs have seen their heyday. About 2 years ago, the weekly trading volume for all NFTs was about $2.2 billion. And in the last week, it was just $90 million. So that's a 95% drop-off in volume. Basically, not many people are trading NFTs anymore. They used to be the speculative asset of choice. If you wanted to get rich overnight in crypto, chances are you'd choose NFTs back in the day. But now, people have moved on to meme coins instead. In large part, NFTs were just another way for people to make good money overnight, a get-rich-quick scheme. And you're totally right, 99% of all NFT projects have no value.
Yeah.
But there is certain use cases, like the musician story we talked about, like Droid Capital, where the technology of this non-fungible token combined with blockchain technology and its openness that makes, in certain use cases, NFTs quite useful.
Yeah.
Any closing thoughts?
Yeah, so I don't like them because you can copy and paste an image. Why would you pay for it? It's just dumb. And all the other stuff they use for it's kind of like, you could just use a token, but it's, just add an image.
I think the main difference between if you're going to launch a meme coin and an NFT or an NFT collection, with a token, let's say there's 1 million tokens, they're all exactly the same. With an NFT, as each one's unique, so all right, they might look broadly the same, but they've got slightly different traits. You can kind of get people a bit more excited because, hey, look, each one's slightly different. It's a bit more unique to you. But they broadly serve the same purpose as meme coins. And if you're going to make an NFT investment, you might want to think twice.
Yeah. Nice one.
Unless it's Droid Capital. All right, nice one.
Nice.